Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dad and Buried podcast. This week's episode is all about drinking while parenting.
It's the raison d'etre for parenting is drinking
Okay.
during the day.
All right. You're making me uncomfortable just from the start. You
From
are.
raisin.
So, help me put up with this, guys, by going to iTunes and and Spotify and giving us some good reviews, some positive comments. Let Pete know that saying mispronouncing raison d'etre is embarrassing.
Raison d'etre?
Excuse me. I'm speaking now.
Oh, my God.
Okay. It's Dad and Barry's turn. Support us on Patreon and Anchor. You give us a little bit of money. Honestly, I joke about needing another co-host, but I'm not joking. Half joking, dead serious. Look.
Yeah.
We need to pay for some real talent. This guy is a liability. Anyway, check us out on YouTube. Do not be distracted by my famous yellow headband, which is making its first podcast appearance. Mom and Barry continues to try to confiscate it and sabotage just every other else's enjoyment of how I look.
Is
Everyone
it yellow
else's.
or green?
I'm colorblind. I couldn't tell you. I always thought it was yellow. Are you telling me it's green?
Mm-hmm.
You guys can be the judge. I literally had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Buried must have pointedly not told me that. Check it out on YouTube. I don't know, or listen if you're weird like Pete. What I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the copy here. What's
Yeah.
that mean?
I listen to things.
No
on
one's
YouTube.
weird like you, dude. You're fucking your own special kind of
Okay.
weird. All right. We'll get into
This
that.
is
We'll
really
get into
getting
that
deep
and the reason behind your mispronunciation
Of raison d'etre?
Yeah.
Raison d'etre?
Yes. No.
Is that how
no.
you want to pronounce
I
it?
thought you had said
Raison
something
d'etre?
different the first time, and then you caught me. I got embarrassed there because I realized that you had said it correctly. The first time you said it, I didn't think so. It doesn't make a difference. It was still
So
really
that whole
pretentious and
rant-
creepy. We'll be right back
Okay.
after this.
Great. Awesome. It's going to be a fun next half hour.
Jesus Christ. That was weird.
Welcome back, everybody. As I said, this week's episode is about drinking, which I may or may not have been doing since before we started recording.
I'm
I
still
want
here.
to look. The intro segment. It's water under the bridge.
Okay.
All right.
We're feeling better.
We're feeling. Look,
Okay.
we're good, right?
Okay.
Squash it, as David Silver would have said on 90210. I'm sorry I opened with an early pop culture reference. I know you guys are the watchdogs.
Okay.
Too many, and I get a switch
David Silver
across
would
my
really
back.
say watch it.
Do you know who? No, squash it. There's this terrible
Squash
episode
it.
where there's like inner city gang violence with the 90210 kids. They go to like an inner city school, and there's like
Okay.
almost gang violence at a dance that he's DJing, chickity chickity chick, right? And
Yeah.
he's like breaking down the racial barrier, the color barrier, because he becomes friends with another like dude who's into DJing,
Yeah.
black dude from the inner city school. And then a fight almost breaks out, and then David just fucking
What you're doing a motion.
squash
a
it. Yeah,
squash
he
motion.
does. It's some stupid graphic. It's unbelievably bad, and also the greatest thing you've ever seen.
Okay.
All right.
That's why it's
I
locked.
do feel bad. I didn't mention Luke Perry the past couple of weeks. That guy was the greatest. He made that show run. Miss you, Luke. Miss you every day.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Well, look, drinking.
I know. I was drinking. Well, I wasn't really drinking because I'm not drinking for March, as you know.
Oh yeah. Well, look,
As you know, I gave it up.
we're trying to mend fences right now, so I'm not going to attack you for taking 2 months off drinking. Two of the bleakest months of the year.
No, I think it's okay.
So
because
you
my
have spring break.
I do damage a lot. I drink a lot. I drink too much.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So that's why I'm taking 2 months off.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to be on spring break with your kids.
Yes, that's when I'll be drinking a lot.
Oh, but that's after. What months are you taking?
I took sort of second part of February and then into March and then the first part of April.
Oh, so not quite 2 months.
No, I mean it's around there. Yeah.
Well, it's necessary. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I could survive spring break without drinking.
No.
Surviving any day
Those
without drinking.
Beautiful
as a parent
fruity
is,
cocktail drinks. Give me a break. They're so delicious when they hit your lips.
I'm just saying, the experience of parenting without drinking, whether it's at the end of the day when you've survived the hell, or during the day to help you survive the hell, or in the morning because the previous evening was hell.
Because you're still remembering the hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
flashback, PSD.
PTSD.
My God. PSD.
PSD. I don't
Photoshop
even
file?
want to get into that. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a tough thing to do without. Mama Barry tried to make me do, was it Dryuary? January? Dryuary?
Yeah. That's for rookies.
half-assed
Give me a
it.
break.
Yeah,
you
I was
need
just,
it.
I was
I
just
mean,
getting
come on,
fat.
it's the
My dad
worst.
bod was getting a little too big.
First of all, you come off of December. You're in January. It's all going downhill because you got nothing to look forward to because February is coming up. Great February, and so which is the coldest, darkest.
Everybody
part.
hates February.
Yeah,
it's the
and
worst
so
part of
what
the
are you going to stop drinking? No, you got to go through it, and then
Yeah,
what
but-
my rationale is. March, you're starting to see the light. You're starting to see
Yeah,
where
but
you're maybe
when you're
going
a
to spring break.
parent, there is no light
I know.
until they're 18. And what I'm saying is,
Yes.
you were going April spring break. You're flying.
Yep,
I'm assuming.
fine.
I don't know how you're.
That's
gonna
when
be,
the drinking will
Okay,
start.
right. You are going to be drinking that. I don't know how you survive without it. And then I asked some of my some of our listeners.
Wow, this is really men.
Well, that's actually on my Instagram account, so you have nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
Pete's
good
not
call.
on social media.
Nope.
He's too cool.
Nope, never was.
As you can tell, too fucking.
Just wasn't into it. Never
wasn't into it.
Wasn't.
Why
into
the
it.
past tense? You think
'cause
it's going away?
I do. I think it's starting to go away.
Alright,
Yeah,
let's
I
find
think
out.
people are starting to realize that.
Oh,
I think some people are starting to realize how to use it properly as opposed to improperly, but that's only starting to happen now.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we can handle that sometime. Social media and your kids and privacy and stuff. Because
Ooh, yeah,
my dad got mad at me for my.
I have a lot to say about that.
I posted a blog post about my eldest son having ADHD, and part of the blog post was about making these things public to reduce the shame. Not telling my son there's no shame in it. Your brain's just wired differently or whatever. And then my dad asked. Why you gotta air that shit? What's wrong? Why you gotta air that shit? And I'm like, I explained why at the end to eliminate the stigma. Somebody's got to do it. I'm like a Jackie Robinson.
And then he hung up on you.
No, we were emailing.
Okay.
But we did stop communicating. We haven't spoken.
Okay.
We haven't spoken in quite a while actually
Right.
since that conversation.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be talking about drinking and parenting.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to bathe children without drinking. I don't know if it's scientific.
So I saw that you put that on the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the things you wanted to discuss.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Bath
bath
time
time is a nightmare.
I
agree.
we're
That'll
gonna
be an
have water
episode.
just splash onto you.
We'll
and
have to do
not
an
lose your
episode.
shit. You just the only thing you can do is just.
But that's
have-
your biggest concern, getting water splashed on you?
Not just that, but the screaming and the yelling.
Do you kneel down next to the tub?
Yeah.
Or did you when they were little?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I more am supervising now because
Did
they're
bath
older.
time make you nervous?
But I've got I've got the couple in there at the same time, and then they're just constantly fighting. They're either having a great time and they're chill, or it's just murder. It's and
Murder, she wrote.
murder. I'm about to write.
Wow, that's dark.
You
That
know
got
what I mean?
a little dark. You
Yeah,
didn't mean
well,
it.
I mean-
everybody knows you didn't mean it, Pete.
Yeah, that's true.
You
kind of, but also at the same time,
definitely do.
definitely do.
So-
With alcohol, though, that takes that murder tendency right down.
Is that
Right
the
down,
scientific
yeah.
term? Your murder tendency.
My murder tendency right down
drops.
from a wanting to do it down to really just thinking a little bit about it.
Okay, but the problem with drinking is if you go too far, all of a sudden it brings a murder tendency.
Then you're right
way
back.
higher.
Yeah, way back.
If you get,
there's a
boom,
balance. Then you're way back, and
and then you end up doing
yelling and
something.
screaming is
It's a
the
tough
order of the
situation.
day.
You got to leave. You got to go down to Moe's Tavern.
Look, parenting without alcohol leads to timeouts, crying, and also
and
your
that's
kids.
just you.
and the kids. Not to mention
I don't
the
know
kids.
how to do it. So look, another thing, like spring break, day-to-day life with kids. I don't know how you survive without drinking. Although a couple of people did say they're like, I don't drink much, but I guess I don't have to have a seizure in front of the camera by trying to wink anymore, since marijuana has certainly entered the mainstream. It's
Right.
not a taboo to say you do it. And a lot of parents messaged me and said, I don't drink a lot, or I do drink in front of the kids, but I definitely don't smoke. Like, I'll wait for them to go to bed before I smoke some weed.
Right.
Because you don't necessarily want you to see your kids doing that, which is maybe another topic for another time.
Yeah, I think smoking weed is a little different because we're not quite there yet. But drinking,
We're probably
drinking
almost
in
there.
front-
But there's no shame in using that as something to bring you down
Yeah.
from the stresses of parenting.
Yes.
God knows there are a lot of them.
Listen, tools. These are all tools in your
They are
in your
tools.
toolkit to use.
You are the biggest tool of all. I
Mhm.
couldn't resist.
That
I don't
was
even
good.
like
I
things called
actually-
tool.
I
We
actually
appreciate
don't
it.
mind.
That's your kind of shit.
You kinda
It's
landed
fucking
that one.
dumb, and you loved it. You're welcome.
Okay.
Anyway, so this weekend we just had St. Patrick's Day, right? And I used to live in Southie years ago, and it was one of the most fun days of the year. The way that Marathon Day was probably definitely the most fun day of the year in Boston.
It's so insane
fucking fun.
how there's one day where people are so into the marathon.
No, there's nothing to do with it. But it's
It
Patriots
does.
Day. But it's not just that. It's
Patriots
just fun.
Day.
It's usually warm. It's like the
Exactly.
first day of spring. A lot of times it
So
works out that
annoying.
way. The Red Sox have a morning game. The fucking marathon runs by. It's just this confluence of great things.
It's
And
it's
a lot of fun.
actually is it a holiday in Boston?
Yeah, Patriots Day. Yeah. Anyway, so I think it was a holiday,
As
and
if there
then
needed
they
to be
layered
another
the Red
reason
Sox
to
game and the
hate the
marathon
Patriots.
on that day. It didn't become a holiday because of the sporting events. Whatever.
They just
Fuck,
you know what?
man. I'm trying to.
Massachusetts was like, we don't have enough people who really hate us. Let's come up with Patriots Day. Just
So-
to really.
The parade in Southie was amazing. Again, I'm like 25, 26 when I lived there, and it's just a nonstop drunk fest and just lots of fun. Now, what did I do? I went into Manhattan for a Nintendo. I went to the Nintendo store in Times or Rock Center.
Okay.
I got invited to like a press event, or just like an early sneak preview event of a couple new games, and it was good because my kids played video games for an hour, which they do at home all the time. And then when we were leaving, my son threw a massive fit, and it was hugely embarrassing. I had a good time. I'm glad they weren't serving drinks there, because that wouldn't have made things better or easier to handle at all.
No.
Not at all. Why would it? Why would you need alcohol to survive that kind of shit?
I like how you went from playing video games inside to let's go to Rock Center and play video games.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was a cool event, but why are we dragging my kids when they're ungrateful and start throwing fits because we wouldn't buy them a game or whatever, you know? So then I got home and I got blacked out, by which I mean I had like 3 beers at 9 and fell asleep at like 10:30.
Right.
That's the problem with
at-
drinking as a parent, especially at night. You are so wiped, you can't get smashed
Well,
as
that-
easily. You really got to make a commitment.
That
Believe me.
that
I
goes
make those
back to
commitments.
my opening statement, which is really the gift of parenting, besides bringing a wonderful bundle of joy into the world, is day drinking.
You can't resist saying the gift.
It is a gift.
But day drinking is fun at all times, right? For the most part. Day drinking is like during the parade, on Patriots Day. So fun during the marathon. Even during the Super Bowl, you start drinking a little bit earlier.
right,
People
but,
love it.
But the point that I'm getting from you is that there were specific times during the year in
No, it was-
Boston
it
where
depended-
you
no,
would
it
do
was
day drinking. My point
times
is
during my life.
because now you have a kid, any time is good for drinking because you're up
That's
at
true.
6
I
or you're
will-
up at
I'll
5:30.
second that.
And by the time it's 9 o'clock,
You were
you're
hammered.
at the bars, or you know, if you've done what I've done, and you can see people in the bar setting up or cleaning up, and you're knocking
you're at
on
the
the
window,
window,
like-
and
you're
you're
like
like, I
Oliver
can see
Twist,
you,
like
yeah,
looking in.
looking in, nose
sir?
pressed up against the glass, saying, "I see you. I need what's in
What's
those
in there,
taps
yeah,
to
yeah.
get inside
Well,
my
no,
body."
yes. You got to get a little something stronger than that.
What then? Beer? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
You've never heard of that? It's liquor.
Oh,
It's a higher proof. There's more alcohol in it.
interesting.
Yeah,
no, I've
yeah.
never
No.
had liquor.
You
I've
should try
only-
Goldschlager. It's probably the best one.
I think I definitely blacked out on Goldschlager.
Oh my
at
god!
some
I had one
point.
of the freshman year of college. I made a fool of myself in 2 separate instances for a semester.
Is
One-
Boston sponsored by Goldschlager? I feel like it might
One
be.
involved 7 shots of Goldschlager within 20 minutes before going to a hockey game,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
making an absolute fool of myself.
Did you-
Friends telling me to turn back as
Yeah,
we're walking down
yeah.
there. It's a freshman year. I'd gotten drunk once before college, the summer before,
Mm.
right? I went to a school further away. I was a nerd, right? Like it wasn't. I didn't party that kind of
Thank
thing.
God you grew out of that.
So freshman year of college, first semester, I had 2 experiences where like I just, broke my cherry in terms of how like I unbelievably drunk twice in a row.
Broke it?
Not twice in a row during first semester. I made a fool of myself both
Right.
times. And one of them involved Goldschlager. The other involved country lemonade and some kind of shitty vodka.
Yeah, Goldschlager.
God.
I remember there's one time in college where I remember licking the little gold leaf out of a shot glass, and that is the last thing I remember before people in the next day told
Bailed you
me
out.
all the things
Yeah.
that were going on. Which
Yeah,
were,
no, that
which were
happened
really,
to me too. Although I spent the next day throwing up
Dangerous.
nonstop. And then I
Yeah.
went and saw Disclosure starring Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Michael Crichton.
What goes on in that beautiful mind of yours? I was gonna say brain, but
Disclosure is a strange movie. Let me tell you.
well,
Nate's never seen it. Check it out.
Nope.
Demi Moore's a good-looking woman. Michael Douglas, we all know about his
Soko was my
predilections. Soko.
favorite. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Southern Comfort.
And thank you. I like the SoCo got sophisticated so
I
that
had
you
to
could
think
do
about that.
SoCo and lime.
I haven't-
When you
I
get
haven't-
older, you get SoCo and lime.
I haven't thought about.
Guess what? If you
SoCo,
drink SoCo,
Southern Comfort,
there's
in a
nothing
long time.
sophisticated about you. When you're like over 25, if you're drinking Jägermeister, guess what? You don't like the taste of alcohol. You just want to be drunk. Anyway, look, I don't drink those kinds of things around my kids because I don't want to get sloppy around them, and that's the balance, right?
Hardcore.
It's hard to get really drunk at night sometimes, or at least as much because you're exhausted.
No one.
And
has
you have less of a
time.
window because you got to wait for the kids to go to sleep.
No one has time to
But
start
you
drinking
can't get
after
sloppy
the kids.
drunk during the day. You got to keep it easy. You got to be functionally drunk. You don't want your kids being like, "Daddy, you smell weird," or like, "Daddy, why are you slurring your words?" Like, that's my nightmare. That's never happened to me.
No, that's.
But I
that's
do
not a
drink
good look.
around my kids.
Yeah.
I have beers around my kids all the time.
Also, there is the. I feel like I've become a Navy SEAL of being hungover, because you haven't been properly hungover
right. Yeah,
until
and you have kids.
a tiny finger has opened your eyelids, you know, and just daddy.
Well, all you need,
And all of a sudden,
you
you're
learn
up,
as
and
you get
you're
older.
You're fully drunk, or you're hungover. You're in the state of becoming hungover, and it's breakfast time. And
All
you're
you
helping.
need to overcome that is like water and sleep, right? If you can sleep until like noon or 1, you'll basically be fine. But your
who's
kids are
sleeping
waking you
till-
up at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, you come home at 2, 3, or
It's
something.
an absolute nightmare. You got to like
You're up
get
at
up and
6.
give them food and stuff, entertain them sometimes.
'Cause it's your
they get a
turn.
little older, you can throw the TV on or tell them to put the TV on.
Yeah.
But still, they're waking you up. Your headache's not gone yet. You just feel like absolute junk. Then you got to start drinking again. You got no choice.
You don't have a choice. You
have
have to
Bloody
do it.
Mary or Caesar. You know what a Caesar is?
No.
It's like the Canadian version of a Bloody Mary that instead of tomato juice, it's clamato juice. And instead of rimming the glass with, what is it? Salt? I think it's Old Bay they use in the Caesar. It's really good.
Okay.
Clamato juice sounds gross. It's really good. It's spicy. Bloody Marys are really good too. Anyway, so you need a couple of those just to get back in the parenting saddle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think getting the hair of the dog is key. You
It is
gotta just to level out. I mean,
This sounds like a real degenerate
It is. Well,
podcast.
don't forget
But-
that you're going from, especially when you go from being single to having one kid. And
the
not
good
really,
old days.
Yeah, the good old days when you're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just sleep till 4 and wake up, and then we'll have lunch.
Sleep
or
till
something.
4.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Nate over here is saying he does that. I have a friend who's my age who doesn't sleep till 4, but gets blacked out like 3 times a week, sleeps until like noon. He's living the life.
This guy's a legend.
He's living the life, and all he wants is the family life. Ain't that a bitch? Grass is always greener, man. For all of us.
All he needs to do is listen to us.
No.
And he'll understand just how
Live
lucky
like
he is.
no, but that's not the thing. You never can. You always want the other thing. You always want what you can't have.
Grass is greener where you water it.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't need this kind of Bob Ross shit.
No one does.
Right. Okay. So look, I asked some of my some of my Instagram followers about drinking with kids, whether they drink more or less now that they have kids, and a lot of them support my arguments and probably would definitely disagree with you. I think they probably like you a lot less. Brian Anderson says it's better to wait until they go to bed and play catch up because otherwise they ruin the buzz. Now that you haven't said that, you love day drinking around your kids. Like it can be like, but you don't necessarily want to. I hear what he's saying. He's saying like nighttime, like if they're around and you're drinking.
No, but
it's nerve wracking and you can't really settle in. But you don't necessarily want to be inebriated when your kids are around.
Yeah, and I
just
want
to start.
I want the point is you just need to.
Inebriated.
Yeah, you just need something to take the edge off of people running around, screaming, making noise, making a huge mess. You just need a little something. It's really an edge.
But do you wait
offer.
until they're in bed to start drinking, or will you have like a beer or
No.
two in front of them,
Definitely.
and then just really turn it up once they're head
Once
hits the
they're in
pillow?
bed, then it's go
So
time.
sometimes I'm by myself, like when Mama Buried has book club / wine club. I think she's going out with one of her good friends tomorrow night. And I never get the kids to bed earlier than when I'm alone. Wait, hold on. I get a few hours by myself to just watch some dumb shit or do whatever.
That bedtime's
I get those
starting at
kids to
4
bed
o'clock,
super early. I'm like, nope. Guess what? No mercy. I'm not coming down 50 times to kiss your stuffed animal. She's not around. I want to watch some junk, and then I end up either watching garbage that stinks or like surfing for a while to try to find something or texting during something that I'm watching.
That is the best. Or
And then-
just
but at
doing
the
something
same
different.
time, I am drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Get
we've
them to bed,
established-
start drinking. Like I'll
Start
have one when I
drinking.
get home from work, and then I'll basically wait until they get to take the edge off, like you said. Then I get them to bed, and then I just start. Basically, I get the funnel out. You know,
Yeah.
this is like a Tuesday, right? On like a Friday, it's a little bit harder.
There is, you know,
I
there-
can't.
there-
Fun
there is a-
fact, I can't do it.
there is an element of and someone here says it, which is Stephanie Kennerson says we get tired quicker and we get interrupted. You know,
Right.
so there's more go back to
get
bed.
out of here! I'm trying to chug
exactly.
this.
And I think there is definitely something to that. I definitely make a conscious effort to think if I
Yeah, you
crack
do.
this beer, I'm gonna actually start getting tired at a certain
Oh
point.
no shit, dude!
And
I'll
you-
get
and
home and I'll be
either-
like, wait,
and
you
I
hold
need-
off when the first beer
yeah,
is.
and or you either need to kind of pace it out properly throughout the
100%.
day. So you're doing one an hour or something, some kind of way to keep it going.
Or you know you're gonna be able to catch a nap.
or yeah, there's
If
got to
there's
be
a rare
some way.
occasion
But
where you
if,
get like 20 minutes.
if you make a rookie mistake
You're not
and you
making
have
it
like
through.
2 beers at like
You
12,
bust your
12
Friday or
yeah.
Saturday night.
and then
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the time
yeah.
it's 4 and you haven't had 4 o'clock, you're just shot. You're
Yeah.
ready to go to bed.
Yeah, that sucks. The day drinking, that's the thing. You get older, you run out of energy quicker. When you
Yeah.
start drinking during the day, it shuts you down. You gotta handle it right.
You gotta keep going. You gotta.
yeah, you gotta ride the wave.
There is kind of an art to how that works, isn't it? Like eating, you're
I'm terrible at the
drinking
eating
to
part, and I never
eating
drink
to
water.
yeah.
I'm bad at it.
Well, you like your water with oats and barley.
You don't even have to try to be like super pretentious and nerdy. It just happens. It just comes.
That
naturally.
was a saying on our
Mares
friend
eat oats and
Tim's.
does eat oats
No.
and little lambs eat ivy.
There was like a
a
bar.
kid will eat ivy too, wouldn't you? It's fucking Leland Palmer, Twin Peaks, haunt your dreams.
Nobody wants to hear that.
There's a couple of people out there who are like, fucking Twin Peaks. That guy. got it
It's
going
probably
on.
it's probably not. It's probably nobody.
I
out there.
guarantee you there's a couple of people who appreciate that Twin Peaks reference.
If
and
you
better
caught
let me
that
know.
Twin Peaks reference, please comment on the YouTube
YouTube,
video
yeah, good point.
specifically.
Yeah. That's right. That was an accidental fucking little Easter egg.
Yeah. So even if you're listening to
bring
this
it
on a
home.
podcast, just go look us up and see if that even.
God, you've never seen Twin Peaks, have you?
Of course I have.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What was your favorite peak?
What was my favorite peak?
Which peak did you like better of the twins?
Oh my god, the worst.
Anyway, what else we got on here? A bunch of people said this, that like, because I asked, do you drink in front of your kids, and a bunch of people said yes, to give them like, I don't get drunk. I want to give them a good example of like, you can drink responsibly,
Right.
or you can have a beer or two, and not become a psychopath like my father. No one said that. I'm just reading between the lines, right?
Yeah,
But I never really thought about it like
you're
that.
reading between the lines of the person who's.
Well, no, a
commenting?
bunch of people said
Oh,
that,
I
so
see.
I'm sure one of them probably had an alcoholic dad that like
Yeah, yeah.
set them
Yeah, I mean, let's
on a path of like sobriety.
let's be clear. We're really talking about as a coping mechanism, as a tool, just to kind of get
Yeah.
through the monotony and the awfulness of those bath time, for example, or
Well,
bedtime, or whatever it might be.
I'm trying to find what this guy's-
having to be home, having hosting a play date. How about that? Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
I won't drink. Generally, I won't drink if there's other kids over, though.
Oh no, yeah, good idea.
I kind of
It's like
Keep
it's
cool.
like the equivalent of like shooting heroin between your toes.
Ooh,
That's what I do when I go into the
that someone
bathroom and I
said that?
chug. No, I just said that.
okay.
I don't let the other kids around see me drinking, so I go into the bathroom and I chug a couple things, and that's the equivalent of the. Anyway, so Jay
Wait, that's what
Danvik.
you do that?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, well,
I'm
that's
joking.
a horrible joke. It's not. It's
You
not.
got a
Even,
fifth in the toilet tank?
Yeah, exactly. I saw that in a movie once. I think fucking Desert Rose or some shit. I think Nicolas Cage is in it.
Mm.
I'm not saying this isn't in a lot of other movies. I think it's in that When a Man Loves a Woman with Meg
Leaving
Ryan,
Las
but
Vegas.
somebody has like a flask. No, he doesn't hide it in Leaving Las Vegas. His whole thing is I'm going down in
Right.
fucking alcoholic flames. Elizabeth Shue, by the way, in that movie. So Jay Nanvik says, if you're a parent and you don't drink, I want to know what the fuck voodoo magic you use to stay sane. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
You need something.
Weed.
Some parents use weed.
Yeah.
Some like to go down a K-hole every once in a while.
Ooh.
Do what you got to do, Some shoot heroin between their toes. I don't know
Hey.
who. I guarantee you somebody is. Hey, if you're
Dude.
a heroin addict who shoots heroin between their toes and you're also a fan of the Dad and Mary podcast, comment on the YouTube
Yeah,
episode.
but also get help.
Yeah, see,
also
yeah,
get help.
that's true.
Please.
Get help. You know what? I'm not doing heroin
we-
until I turn 80.
But speaking
And
of like,
then it's a
we
lot
should
of
get. I feel like we need help, like extra help around the house.
Like a
is what I'm talking
babysitter?
about. Yeah, that's of course what I'm talking about.
So you got to make your kids little bartenders. Like on Mad Men, Don Draper's kids could mix drinks for him.
Well,
right?
so that's actually funny because
You said that on the Super Bowl one. That, like your kids will bring
so
you beer from the
there's
fridge.
now
yeah.
we're starting to get this culture going at my house on Sunday.
This culture going. Wow.
Yeah.
The culture where you get daddy's beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That's a
great.
culture?
I love it. It's actually, I think one of the things I love the most about having all these kids around
having little servants.
is to say, yeah.
Usually
and,
you're their servant, and it's nice.
I mean,
to
there's
flip it.
nothing quite as cute as having a 4-year-old come up to you and go, "Dad, is your beer done yet? Can I get you another one?" And you're just like, honestly, stop sweating me. 'Cause
Incorrect.
I'm trying to enjoy myself.
There is something as cute as that, and it was somebody who said that they used to have their kid when he was 2 would sometimes come over and offer the bottom of his shirt so that they could use it to twist the bottle cap off. And he outgrew it. I'm trying to find the person because here it is, Nolan Ani. My 2-year-old used to come up and give me the bottom of his shirt to twist the cap off the bottle, which is great.
Right.
Like, hey, boy, come open my cask.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
My kids don't do that, but they know. My son, my 8-year-old, always makes fun of me for beer. One time, so I have a beer when I get home from work.
Yep.
Put him to bed, and then I just get blacked out every single night. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but I bring the kid down to bed and I kiss him goodnight, and he goes, "You smell like beer."
And you're like,
I'm
what
like,
kind?
Fucking damn right. Yeah, that's like I quiz him right there. What kind is it?
It's an IPA, false.
Yeah.
It's a.
By the way, if you're curious
East
what
India
I'm drinking, it's right now. It's the Lagunitas Sumpin' Ale. It's their session version. That means under 5% alcohol content in their little something. Not my favorite of Lagunitas' offerings, but I
like
love
the
them.
Pils. Their Pils is very good.
Oh God, I'm not a lager guy. I'm not a Pilsner guy.
You're just an IPA goon.
No, I'm not just an IPA goon, but I'm an
You
ale
are.
guy. I'm an ale guy. I drink a ton of different kinds of beer. I just don't go to
That
that
are
side.
either an IPA or
There's
an
no
ale.
variety in flavor with the Pilsners and all that stuff. In
Pilsner's
my opinion, I
harder
have an
to
undeveloped
brew.
palate. It's like liking red or white. You like white because you have,
It's not at all.
you're
like
very
that.
pretentious. It's
not at all.
100%.
Why is
that
that
was
pretentious?
a perfect analogy, people. It's like red and white. You like ales or you like, is it lagers is the other one? Ale and lager. The lager has all the pilsners and all that shit in it. Some of them are pretty good. They're refreshing sometimes, but in my opinion, they're not as good and there's not as much variety. Yes, there's too many IPAs and all that bullshit, whatever. I drink a lot of saisons
Oh my god.
and stouts and porters.
Well, yeah, but
I like sour ales lately.
sour ales. I haven't been able to crack. That's a little.
Well,
bit,
they're not really
kinda-
that sour, depending on.
kinda-
I mean,
they
it's
can
just
be
it's kind
very
of like a
gross.
misnomer. They can be, sure.
Yeah, but I just feel like the whole IPA.
Boom.
It's just, the boom. It's,
Yeah, it
it's
got too much. Everything gets too much, except for the flavor on pilsners because there's none. Boom.
Oh, really?
Fucking crush that.
Lagunitas, Victory.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
6 Point.
Yeah,
Come on.
they're good. I've had
Get
all
outta
those.
here.
I like the.
Get your garbage out of here. That
You
shit.
don't need to get mean.
I am. I'm too late. I'm already mean.
Yeah, that's what you're known for,
Yeah.
being the mean guy.
That's true.
Well,
Well, what about Mrs. Bainesy? I like what she says. She says, "Give me my wine. I
then
don't
she
care.
says-
I don't care if they're screaming like banshees.
yeah, no
I
shit.
need it."
Like you need it
Exactly.
even more if they're screaming
Yeah.
like banshees. Which, by the way, banshees are creepy. Saw an old episode of like the Ray Bradbury anthology show. It was like a Twilight Zone, and there's one about a banshee, and it like, oh man,
Oh my God! Hold on a
creep me out.
second.
you see
Did
that
you-
one, Nate?
Did you see this one from ABC Mommy?
Fuck yes, I did.
She says, "Fuck yes, I do." Single mom of 3. Holy shit!
Yeah, man.
That's
More
not
power
what
to
she
you,
said. That's what
ABC
I'm
mommy.
saying. She goes, single mom of 3. It's needed. Usually dance parties are involved.
That's funny. You
Oh.
say the same thing. When you
Nice.
get drunk, usually dance parties are involved.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you say that all the time. It's like your catchphrase. Everybody
Oh,
knows
okay.
it. Look, Nate's nodding.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
He knows. You love Donna Summer.
Well, that is actually true. I do love Donna Summer so much. She's so beautiful. But yeah, no, good for you, ABC Mommy. Fucking turn it into a goddamn dance party. I mean,
So-
that's what's fun. Fun. Make it fun.
Well, see, that's
the
only
thing.
Lisa Lewis says. Me and a girlfriend do 4 p.m. beers to survive our kids. Like
There you go. Make
You
it
wait
fun.
t- you
Because
wait-
you want to have
Yeah.
that fun. You don't want to be
you're not the creepy drunk who's like in the
constantly
bathroom drinking from the flask in the back of the toilet by
you
yourself.
Want to have fun.
It's social. It's a release. You wait for your husband to get home, and you're like, make me my martini slave, and you have to make
Yeah.
your wife's martini, and it's just fucking constant, and it really gets annoying
Yeah.
to have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that's what it's like for you.
Yeah. It is like that for me.
What does your wife like to drink?
She drinks cider.
Okay.
And
You think I'm joking about needing a new co-host?
what? But because my wife drinks
No,
cider.
Not at all.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. With your Mr. Headband.
Is that what Mr. Headband?
Looking pretty tight.
I look good.
Yeah. You gotta go over to the YouTubes.
I'll put a poll up on my my Instagram stories. People love this thing, and
Okay.
by love I mean hate, and by people I mean no one. Flipped it twice on that one.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Thanks,
You're
man.
doing it. You know what it is? It's that session. It's giving you.
I think it was the dogfish that I had before the session.
Oh, there you go.
What do we got? You got anything else? Can you survive without it? No. And in fact, I think I feel bad about parents that can't drink. Right? I feel good for them that they have learned their limit and decided not to do it. But in my opinion, the worst part about being an alcoholic is never being able to drink again. Right?
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
you can't do
Right,
it because
right.
it awakens something or fucks up your life or whatever. And there are things that are like with me when I start to read Garfield comics, I just get right back into it, and I got to go buy every book again. I'm addicted to them. I just go collect them, and out of my mind, I got to find Garfield comics. But for some people, it's beer or booze.
So you're a Garfield-aholic is basically what you're saying.
I'm a chocoholic, but for Garfield.
Okay.
Is that the second time I've referenced that onion joke?
Yeah,
I'm a
onion.
chocoholic, but for
For
booze.
alcohol, yeah. That is
When I was a
probably the
little
best.
kid, I really liked Garfield comics. I
Really?
if you feel the
what
need
about
to
the Far Side?
unsubscribe, I love Far Side,
no
but
Gary
I
Larson?
was younger when I was a little bit younger than
Okay.
that. I loved the Far Side, but I don't know. I was a Garfield completist. For
Do you
some
remember
reason.
when
It was
like
very
the Far
strange.
Side was just everywhere? Those books,
Those calendars.
Oh my god,
they were
so
one of my
good.
favorite Christmas gifts. I'd get
were
it
the
and I'd
best.
leaf
Ah.
through. You know what my favorite
But
one
dude,
is?
they had the books too that you would just
Yeah,
go
no,
through
I
the
have those.
books.
My wife got
Oh
me
my
some
God,
of
they
those,
were
and
so
some of those
amazing.
for Christmas a couple years ago. So my favorite Far Side comic, I can't believe we're doing this. My favorite one, and there's so many good ones, but my favorite one is you see a clown in a gun store looking down at a glass case of guns, and his thought bubble says, "Laugh at me, will they?" He's a clown. He's supposed to
I
cause
get it.
laughter,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he resents it and wants to kill everybody. Which I just think that's
You
fun.
just thought that was good. It
Yeah, yeah.
resonated. What about
Right.
when you come?
You're the
home?
one who brought up Murder Town. What'd you say?
Well, I was gonna say when you come home
Okay.
after a big night out.
Thought you said something a little bit different. And it was a little weird after the clown reference.
Okay. No, not at all. But when you come home from a big night out and there's someone
Like tonight.
waiting for you.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
your babysitter. And you're like, Israel, how
I
much
have
are
scared-
you?
I have
And then
scared-
You're just, you can't, you're
I have scared
incoherent.
babysitters, right? Like, I don't want my kids to see me drunk, but I don't give a shit if the 25-year-old college student, graduate student, I guess, sees me drunk. Although, I imagine I've lost a few of those because we've come in and banged up in bad shape.
Yeah. Was there any one particular time? We have some forgiving babysitters that I don't
Like,
think
if
we've
they
ever
wore a
come back.
wire, if babysitters wore a wire, we'd, like, a lot of us would, like, just...
Just the conversations,
jail.
just the. I know my wife has been. My wife is usually more in
just the
rougher
stuff
shape
they see you
than
eat. You walk in and like before you pay them, you like you go to the kitchen cabinet.
Oh,
You're eating
okay.
Twinkies.
I try and like immediately.
They're such
offer
young
them cash
kids.
and get them out. So before.
Yeah, me
before
too.
the
But
whole
I don't
thing
like to
can
be the
begin.
person to do it. So as we're walking home, which is one of the benefits of living in New York or living in a city with public transportation, we don't have to worry about driving very often when we go out drinking, whether we're with our kids or not.
Yeah.
But on the walk home from the subway or from the cab, just walk in the door, I'll negotiate with my wife. Like, I'm not talking to the fucking babysitter. You do it. You pay her.
Oh really?
Yeah.
See,
I
have
try to get out of it.
I always have to pay because my wife
Goes balls to the wall
yeah,
every time.
She's almost.
I've met her.
Unintelligible.
She
which
likes to talk about the weather, though, which I
she
appreciate.
certainly does. But yeah, not exactly. She's not able to really talk about it when she gets home from a big night out. So I have to
Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to do the small talk.
So
which is just weird.
It's
Have you
really
ever had a
just-
male babysitter? Nope.
No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I'm not against it though.
Neither am I, unless it's like Michael Jackson. Then I'd be like, no, sorry, Michael.
Sorry, Michael,
I don't
you're
need your
dead.
ghost. Yep.
You're too
And
dead.
there's other reasons as well. I don't like a lot of your latter day music.
I'll do it, and I'm bringing 40s.
Yeah,
There's
herstory.
the problem. The babysitter can't be drinking, right? That's what
Oh,
Nate was
yeah.
joking about it. I don't want you walk in, your babysitter has been drinking. Guess what? You can't do it around my kids.
You know
Only
what?
I can.
I think that I've had a couple stories, or I've heard a couple stories of nannies getting
amazing?
together and actually like drinking, and that's not a good look. That's not a good scene, especially if you're getting paid to watch someone's kid to go
I've
drinking.
got
That's just not a good. That's not a good.
a
scene.
shitty babysitter story that is. I'm not going to bring it up now. I'm going to bring
Well,
it
we
up.
got to
in
do a.
different
That's
one.
like a whole.
A whole thing about
thing we gotta do
babysitters.
it.
This was like appalling what she did. I mean, long story short, I'm not sure if I have the same baby I had. It was a swap.
They swapped it out.
Yeah.
For a better one.
So
For
it
what?
was she was a pretty shitty babysitter.
Yeah.
Shit went fucking
It went really bad.
sideways. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
whatever. He's fine.
All right. And you still have her today, of course.
The babysitter,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't
You
know
don't
if I
it's
have the right baby.
Baby.
No.
Yeah.
You can't tell that.
It's hard to tell
Yeah.
if the baby's the same.
Doesn't matter, to be honest.
Nah, they're all the same, really. If you think about it, it's all the same.
For a little while.
Okay, so I think that's it. Unless you have any other, I think we covered it, right? We got most of it.
Sure, man. You know what?
Question.
Oh, Nate's got a question.
Sunday afternoon at a bar is like the only time of the week where I'll see strollers.
Okay, no,
Sunday
it's football.
afternoon, Strollers.
So we actually went to a bar this Sunday after that. So there's a parade in Park Slope.
Why would you say football? Because you can.
Because on Sundays, football,
Yeah,
and I have to
usually,
go to
but-
bars. So what I'm saying, during football season, which is like 6 months,
God.
I have to go to a bar to see my team because
Oh.
they're not on local TV,
Right.
right? And I don't have the Dish Network or whatever, Direct TV. So I have to go to a bar, and I go to I try to see every game. There's a handful you can like stream through like shitty, sketchy ways.
I
right?
like how Nate is just asking a question. Why are there so many strollers on Sundays at bars?
Yeah, he doesn't know what football is. It's called
But it's-
America.
but it's
I
not.
feel like I see 'em there
Yeah,
even
it's
though
not.
there's
It's not
no
just
football.
football.
no, I know,
The
but
point,
brunch.
I've
Yeah,
gone to bars without TV.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
For me, like we're definitely going on Sundays. Like it's first of all, Sunday's kind of considered a family day.
Right.
You assume most of the drunks, were out the night before and are sleeping for a while. There's brunch, but a
Right.
lot of time football is a thing, and you can't not bring your kid some of the time. And people want to get their kids into football,
yes, I definitely agree.
and
that
you need that hair of the dog.
I agree about football.
You don't
During
know.
the 6
Again.
months of football's on, but also just anytime, like in the summer or whatever.
In the
you know.
summer, all bets are off.
What,
man.
why
It's
are
just-
why are they? I think they're on. I think all bets are still on.
No,
So-
all bets are off means it's a melee. Like any day you can go. There's no rules in the summer. I don't think there's even laws,
Okay.
right? Policemen have it off too.
Are you smelling burnt toast right now? Are you about to have a heart attack? I'm not exactly sure.
I think
where
that's
this is
a
going.
stroke.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going, but yes, I think Sunday is generally a day, Nate, where parents will go to bars and bring their kid and try and do the socialized drinking thing. I think there is a little bit of a stigma here. I think we want to toe the line between being alcoholics and not alcoholics. You know what I
We
mean? Like,
do want to toe the line, I
you-
think.
you
I
can't-
prefer the non-alcoholic side for
Yeah,
the reason I said earlier.
the non-alcoholic side is good, but also the non-screamy, having fun version is also much better, which involves alcohol.
Oh,
as it
so
does
you
for me.
mean alcohol takes the edge off in such a way that you're less likely to scream at your
Yeah,
kids?
just not even scream.
Again, or
it's
if
less
you go
agitated.
too far the other
How
way,
about this?
much more likely to scream.
less
at them.
agitated. Why don't we?
Sure,
say
maybe.
that?
Yeah, but you got to toe that line. You got to learn how to drink a little bit. to be able
I
to
think
do
that's
that.
the key. So
Right.
start now.
Don't have kids until you've been drinking for a while.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we should end
Yeah.
it on that. If you want to have kids, start
More-
drinking now.
Don't. First of all, if you want to have kids, don't.
Yeah.
If there's no talking you out of it,
Then
wait.
start drinking now.
Yes, exactly. Get your tolerance up.
Get your tolerance up, and then get ready because your liver is about to have a big time party for the next 18
I think
years.
liver. I never got the sense that
Kidneys?
the liver enjoys alcohol.
I was being facetious.
It kills them. It kills them.
Yeah.
Right? They
You're-
probably hate it.
I think we're all slowly dying though. So that's also
Well,
a really
we
good way
definitely
to
are.
end
You know,
the podcast.
talking about dying like Shawshank Redemption. You ain't busy living. You busy dying. If you ain't busy drinking,
You're busy screaming at your kids.
yeah, but that happens all the time. Anyway.
All right.
Well, no, look, it's not a panacea, guys. It's just fun.
Yeah. Okay. I think we did it. Did you get everything? Anything else you want to say about drinking with kids?
I want to make sure the Twin Peaks fans out there go to that YouTube comments and let me know that you got my back.
With that
Remember
little
earlier
song.
we talked about Twin
The little
Peaks? Remember what it
goats,
is?
Yeah.
Comment with your favorite peak.
Yeah.
Mares and
Mares and Does, yeah.
Mares and Mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kid'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there's another song that Leland sings in an
Don't-
episode I'd
you
like
don't
to
have
hear
to-
some more about.
okay.
You know what? God damn it. I like talking about Twin Peaks. Maybe
I
that's
know.
what we'll do next week.
Just Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks episode.
We can do episode by episode. We can do season by season. We can talk about the whole thing holistically.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that. And we'll get into David Lynch.
Mm.
I made a really good Blue Velvet joke on Twitter a few months ago because my son wears one of those breathing machines sometimes because he has asthma. If you haven't seen Blue Velvet, which by your face you surely have not, you would not get that joke.
Cool. All right, so you'll get that and more jokes from Dad and Barry podcast. So make sure to listen in and watch.
Oh, and subscribe on iTunes and Spotify and comment
And all the places.
Patreon and Anchor. I wasn't joking about losing my job.
Help Mike. Mike needs.
If I seem a little bit unbalanced, there's a reason for that. The stress is really
Yeah.
starting to bear down on me, and this interaction isn't exactly. It's like oil and
reflecting.
water over here.
It's reflecting. I think you guys can understand what's going on with Mike right now. He needs
You know what?
more alcohol.
I know what you're insinuating, and I don't appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what I was insinuating, or
You never are.
I don't know. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
See you next time.